Hey everybody. So I'm sure we've all had our own experiences with performance anxiety. And Christopher Arnerson wrote the article that I'm presenting about that topic. He explains how everybody has issues with performance anxiety, just to varying degrees. He compares it to other social disorders like depression and paranoia. And he talks about how it could really ruin a career if not handled properly. So most of the article is about ways to avoid the anxiety or to fight it or to get rid of it completely. He has 11 steps or 11 different procedures to do to help avoid anxiety. It's geared mostly towards singers, but all of these steps can be applied to both singers, instrumentalists, and even other performing arts. Um, no part of this article is really focused on just a singer's aspect. So the first step he gives is to accept your fear. Um, Once you accept that you're afraid or nervous, you have the ability to control that fear or to use that nervous energy in a good way to really control it, and not let it throw you off of what you want to do. The next step is to understand your fear, and what he means by that is to know why you're afraid or what it is necessarily you're afraid of, whether it's the actual music you're trying to perform or what you're worried others will say about the music you're performing, or whether it's that you feel underprepared. If you know what it is that's causing you to be nervous, you can take the logical steps to prepare yourself. So, excuse me, so you can help fight the nerves. Um, the third step is to silence the negative inner voices. Uh, I mean, that one's pretty obvious. It means literally to stop saying bad things to yourself, to have a positive mental attitude. Um, that like I said, that one's pretty self-explanatory. Number four is to get rid of excuses, which is another pretty um, obvious one. Don't let things like the weather throw you off. Don't make any if only statements. Just know that you're prepared and be prepared and stay confident. Um, Number five is to eliminate self destructive behavior, which is a lot like silencing the inner voices, but he means more to the actual physical behaviors such as heavy partying before a concert or things like that. Don't put any extra physical stress or emotional stress on your body before you have to perform. Number six is don't fear the criticism. Uh, Reason people get mostly anxious before big performances or uh, big public speeches even is that they're worried that people are going to criticize what they had to say or how they said it. But we need to learn to take criticism in a positive manner and use it to benefit ourselves, not to make us nervous or self-conscious about what we're being criticized about. That not every criticism is meant to be negative, and that there are people who just want to help. Um, Number seven is don't be unsure. Even if you are unsure, you have to sell what you're doing as if you aren't unsure. Um, for example, when we do our juries and we're all really nervous about scales, you have to just go up there and play them like you know exactly what you're doing. Even if you miss a note, just keep going, um, and don't let uncertainty uh, get you out of what you want to do or need to get done. Um, Number eight is recall and prepare. Um, and this was a little confusing in the article, but what I think he's trying to say is when you're up there performing, recall what you were doing when you were practicing and had it prepared so that it sounds prepared. Um, he likes to say that there's a dichotomy between the observing self and the evaluating self, saying um, the one who's performing and the one who's evaluating are both inside of you, um, but they are so far apart from one another that they can't help each other. And so he's really there trying to make it so that your whole mind is focused into one common goal, is what it was kind of coming across, but it was really confusing. Um, 9 is to release physical tension. There is no aspect of performing where you want to be super tense. That is as easy as taking a few deep breaths in and out and just, mentally calming yourself down. Um, Number 10 is refuse to focus on the nervousness. And I find it kind of funny that this is number 10 of 11 because at this point you have focused on 9 aspects of why you're nervous. So it just seems kind of ironic that number 10 of 11 would be refuse to focus on nervousness, but I didn't write the list. And then number 11 is just as simple as having realistic expectations. Um, don't set yourself too high, don't set yourself too low. Both are good ways to avoid being nervous. So that's basically what I have. That's what the article was all about, was how to avoid being nervous and how it can really affect your career as a performer. I hope you enjoyed my presentation because I enjoyed giving it. All right, bye guys.